Yeah, I definitely think something happened to him. You know, the way that he responds to certain things, something traumatic has definitely happened. So
That's pretty heavy stuff. You know, I think everybody at that time wanted to protect themselves and make sure that everyone...
Omarion has just entered the buzzing chat, adding fuel to the wildfire of speculation surrounding the rumored legal troubles looming over Diddy. The rumor mill is churning with gossip about Diddy facing potential prosecution for alleged essay crimes. Now, Omarion is dishing out the scalding tea on the widespread essays allegedly haunting young male artists in the industry. This jaw-dropping narrative includes other names, resurfacing the infamous allegations by B2K member Raz B against Chris Stokes. But wait, it gets even juicier. A viral theory is gaining traction online, connecting Chris Stokes to something known as the Bulle, a speculated branch of the Illuminati, of which Diddy is also purportedly a member.
just like, you know, everyone really being confused and, you know, not really knowing too much.
According to this spicy theory, powerful men within the society engage in ritual acts on boys and young men. The word on the street is that these rituals are running rampant in the music industry. Now, the burning question is, what does Omarion really know about these about rituals? It's been already said that Chris Stokes victimized one of the B2K members, but now Diddy's name had been dropped into mix. After all, the never-ending saga of Diddy being painted as a real-life demon just took another dark twist with the B2K ex-members' decision to spill the tea on the alleged essays suffered by B2K members at the hands of Chris Stokes and Diddy.
Growing up, you start to see things that you may not want to be a part of, or...
To set the stage, let's turn the clock back to 2007 for a touch of context. Demayo Raz B, also known as Raz, a B2K member, and conveniently Chris Stokes' cousin, dropped a bombshell accusation. He claimed he was essayed by both Chris and Marcus Houston when he was just 11 or 12 years old. Here it goes. Truth. Mature grown Demario after countless counseling. I was essayed by Bro Brother and others. They all used and essayed me like a rag doll by the time my cousin took custody over me. According to Raz, these alleged acts occurred while Chris was managing B2K. Raz B even shared a chilling video conversation with former label mate Quentin Tarver, revealing graphic horror stories about the alleged essays.
But I don't know if he's gay. I know he likes little boys, and allegedly, hey, that makes you something.
Backing up this claims, Raz B vividly described the setting, asserting that he, too, was essayed by Chris. Yet, Chris denied all allegations, calling Raz B a liar and planning to take legal actions for this false accusations. And I'm not a child essayer, so those are all false allegations. I'm gonna sue them, and I owe that to my wife and kids, period. It's ridiculous. But Raz B wasn't about to let the shocking revelations end there. He went on to make another spine-chilling claim, alleging that both Marcus Houston and Chris Stokes subjected him to further essays in Las Vegas. This horrifying ordeal reportedly occurred not just once, but twice, a dark chapter that unfolded with Raz B, Marcus, and Chris in the sinister backdrop of Las Vegas.
Right. And that probably possibly were hurtful because I was hurt.
Tarver has been pretty vocal about how he was essayed as a child star in Hollywood. In previous interviews with several publications, such as Quincy Jones' Vibe magazine, Tarver stated his music producer, Chris Stokes, ordered another young child star, Marquis Houston, to enter him, among other things. Tarver stated, "I was hurting. I had been used. I had been essayed. I had lost my career, which is what I had dreamed of doing all my life. I had to come back home because someone did something to me." To add insult to injury, when he spoke up about the alleged essays, all the promising opportunities that once awaited him swiftly vanished. The toll on his mental health was immense, and he turned to substances as a coping mechanism. Eventually, he spiraled out of control. Quentin's life tragically ended at the age of 38. Judging by his interviews, we all can guess who's to blame.
My dream, what was supposed to make me feel happy, actually destroyed me.
Quentin's untimely demise left justice hanging in the balance. As for Chris Stokes and Marcus Houston, their reactions were swift. Both denied any wrongdoing, with Marcus going a step further by filing a restraining order against Raz B, citing emotional distress caused by the accusations. Surprisingly, Chris never followed through with a lawsuit against Raz B, which many people find similar to how Diddy didn't pursue legal action against those who made allegations against him. Seems like there was a bit of truth in there. Adding another twist to the narrative, Raz B's bandmate, Omarion, initially defended Chris Stokes, even going so far as to accuse Raz B of falsehoods.
Let me tell you this, I'm never going to tell the half-truth again. I'm telling every bit of the truth, every bit, I don't care.
Now, in a shocking turn of events, he wants to shed more light on their horrible experience with Diddy as children. If Omarion proceeds to share the whole story, these predators may finally face the justice, and it's everything that people want. As one person commented, "I feel so bad for all these people that he hurt. He really looks sick." And another user added, "It's horrible what they went through, and to hear the stories is crazy." In an unexpected twist several years later, Omarion openly acknowledged that Raz B had indeed suffered something traumatic back in 2007 when the allegations first surfaced. Initially, when the claims arose, Omarion took to a public platform to express unwavering support for Chris Stokes, but I guess the Diddy's allegations changed his mind.
Had to deal with some traumatic things.
While initially Omarion stated that Chris Stokes was a father figure and role model to the boys he mentored, insisting that he had never witnessed inappropriate behavior from him. By 2019, Omarion's stance underwent a significant shift. In a sit-down with Vlad TV, he admitted that as he matured, he came to understand that something traumatic had indeed happened to Raz B. This time, Omarion refrained from defending Chris Stokes or accusing Raz B of falsehoods. He acknowledged that he couldn't speak to the specifics of what happened, but stated it wasn't his place to point fingers. Omarion emphasized that the allegations had always been denied by all parties involved, and despite the lack of proof, he acknowledged the likelihood that something traumatic had occurred to Raz B.
You know, he has suffered from some things like we all have suffered.
Now, turning the spotlight on the Diddy, Chris Stokes connection. Following Raz B's allegations, rumors circulated that Diddy took steps to distance himself from Chris. However, the rumor mill has persistently churned, suggesting that Diddy might also have some skeletons in the closet regarding the B2K boys. In 2002, Diddy collaborated with B2K on the chart-topping hit Hop Track Bump Bump Bump, written and produced by none other than R. Kelly. Fans are revisiting this collaboration, considering the suggestive nature of the song, especially as B2K were teenagers at the time, while Diddy was in his 30s. The whispers continue, hinting at a deeper, more complicated web of connections between them.
When that whole situation became public, how did you feel about it?
I don't feel no ways. I don't feel any way about it.
The revelation about Diddy's collaboration with B2K, particularly the suggestive track bump, 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 takes on an unsettling tone. The fact that the song was written by R. Kelly adds an extra layer of creepiness to the entire situation, especially if you know what R. Kelly was charged with. Adding fuel to the fire, online claims suggest that both Diddy and Chris Stokes are part of this secretive society where industry bigwigs use young artists for their rituals. Jonathan Oddie, a former worker who made startling statements about engaging in explicit activities with Diddy and Cassie, previously told the police that Diddy is a member of the Bulle. He alleged that Diddy kept him as a slave, participating in what he referred to as freak-offs with Cassie.
And I heard a lot of business, because what they would do is Sean talks a lot on the phone and
Now, Omarion is dropping more bombshells exposing how the industry has treated his bandmate and alleging that something sinister was happening behind the scenes of their success and collab with the hip-hop giants. After all, there may be some truth to matter after witnessing Raz B's behavior during their reunion tour earlier this year. The way that he responds to certain things, something traumatic has definitely happened. Omarion expressed sympathy for Raz B, acknowledging the impact of trauma on his behavior and wishing him healing and peace. The sentiment is now lingers whether the former B2K member omitted something else from his talk, and the concern for the mental well-being of the B2K members who may have been affected by horrible encounters with Diddy, R. Kelly, and other industry's monsters keeps tormenting the minds of the public.
What that does is that it sets up a career for you
For sure.
to perform that song for the rest of your life.
In the court of public opinion, the rumored connection between Diddy and Chris Stokes has raised serious questions, leaving people to grapple with the unsettling possibilities surrounding the experiences of B2K and other artists involved. The truth remains elusive, and the speculation surrounding these allegations continues to spark debate on social media. As one person commented, "I hate how Raz B never got justice. Instead, they just lead everyone to believe he was crazy." And another user added, "P, Diddy, and all the other music industry people need to get charged and thrown in prison." Well, it's certainly upsetting that these stories didn't surface earlier. However, with the recent accusations, Diddy's days are numbered and all accomplices are going down with him. But folks, what do you think about all this? Could these guys from B2K also be victims of Diddy's crimes? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to check my other videos.